Before we begin, take a deep breath, because what I am about to tell you may feel like it was written about you. There is something your heart has been trying to say, but you don't have the words for it. Something you have been carrying quietly while pretending you're okay in front of others. Something you have been holding alone because you don't know who to trust anymore. You gave your heart to someone, not casually, not halfway. You gave it sincerely, fully, deeply, and they didn't treat it the way you treated theirs. You stayed when it was difficult, but they left when it was easy. You held them when they were broken, but they disappeared when your heart cracked. You prayed for them, you forgave them, you explained yourself, you gave chance after chance after chance, and still they walked away. Or maybe you had to walk away, not because you wanted to, but because your soul had begun to suffocate in silent pain. And you've been asking yourself, why? Why did your loyalty get taken for granted? Why did your love not return in the same shape? Why did Allah allow your heart to feel something so deep only to see it fall apart? You see, the answer to that question is not something the world can explain. But this moment right now, with you listening and your heart beating a little heavier, this moment is not an accident. You were guided here because Allah is about to show you something. Something you could not see while your heart was still attached. Something you would not have understood when the pain was fresh. Something you were not emotionally ready for until now. There is a wisdom behind your heartbreak that you have not discovered yet. There is a blessing hidden inside your loss that is still unfolding. There is a reason Allah allowed you to love the way you did, and a reason He took you away from what you were trying so hard to hold. This video is not a lecture. It is a mirror that will show you what you could not see, what your heart could not say, what your soul has been trying to whisper to you. So don't scroll, don't get distracted. Let the world pause for a moment. This is your space now, just you, your heart, and Allah. Because by the time we reach the end of this video, you may just look at your entire story, your heartbreak, your loneliness, your confusion, and whisper, now I understand why Allah did it. Your loyalty was pure, not foolish. You loved in a way that was rare. And I want you to pause for a moment and think about that carefully. In this world today, people have learned how to protect themselves more than how to give themselves. People have learned how to use others, not how to care for others. People have learned how to speak about love, but not how to honor love. But your heart was different. Your heart was sincere. Your heart was real. When you cared, you did not calculate. You did not measure. You did not ask yourself, what will I receive in return? You simply gave because that is who you are. You didn't love to gain something. You loved because Allah placed mercy inside your heart. And mercy is not something everyone carries. You were the one who listened when someone was silent. You were the one who stayed when others walked away. You were the one who forgave even when the apology never came. You were the one who remained loyal even when your loyalty was never appreciated. And sometimes this made you question yourself. It made you feel like maybe your heart was too soft, too open, too vulnerable. But listen, your softness is not a flaw. Your softness is a sign of life inside your heart. A sign that your heart is still connected to Allah. Because Allah is Ar-Rahim, the most merciful. And He places mercy in the hearts of those He loves. Your love was not weakness. Your compassion was not weakness. Your loyalty was not weakness. It was a reflection of the divine mercy inside you. And when someone cannot value that, It is not you who is lacking. It is they who are unable to recognize beauty. Your willingness to love deeply was never the problem. The problem was that you gave your loyalty to someone who did not know how to receive it. They saw your patience as something they could take advantage of. They saw your forgiveness as something that required no change. They saw your loyalty as something guaranteed, always available, always ready, always waiting. They did not understand that your heart came with sincerity, not obligation, that every moment you gave was a sacrifice, that every time you stayed, you were choosing them over your own pain. And still, you loved, you stood by them even when you were tired. You carried their burdens while your shoulders shook. You made excuses for their behavior because your love was strong. You told yourself, maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe they're struggling. Maybe I should be more patient. And that patience, it cost you. It cost your peace. It cost your energy. It cost your nights. It cost your tears. You cried in silence so that they would not feel burdened. You suppressed your pain so they could feel comfortable. You broke quietly so that they could feel whole. And Allah saw every bit of it. Not a single tear was lost. Not a single sigh was wasted. Not a single moment of love went unnoticed. People may have ignored you. People may have taken you for granted. People may have forgotten what you did for them. But Allah never did. Allah remembers every time you chose kindness when your heart was tired. Allah remembers every time you forgave when your heart was in pain. Allah remembers every time you held someone else while no one held you. Allah remembers every moment you swallowed your sorrow so you could be someone's strength. You see, even when you felt alone, you were not alone. Allah was with you, watching, protecting, guiding, strengthening, recording. Because nothing done for the sake of Allah is ever wasted. Your love was not wasted. Your loyalty was not wasted. Your kindness was not wasted. It is written, it is preserved, it is held by the King of Kings. And the one who holds your goodness will return it to you in ways more beautiful than you can imagine. Not at the wrong time, not through the wrong person, not in the wrong way, but exactly when your heart is ready, exactly when your soul is steady, exactly when your chest can finally breathe again without trembling. Because Allah does not forget sincere hearts. Allah does not abandon gentle souls. Allah does not ignore loyal love. Your softness was never your weakness. Your softness was the proof that your heart is still alive. And a heart that is still alive is a heart that Allah will protect, always. There were days when you felt tired in ways words could not describe. You tried to explain what your heart was carrying, but how do you explain something that even you barely understand? So you stayed silent. You smiled when your heart felt heavy. You laughed so no one would ask what was wrong. You kept saying, I'm okay, because you didn't want to trouble anyone. And the world believed you, but Allah did not. Allah knew, Allah saw, Allah heard what your heart said when your lips said nothing. There were nights when your pillow absorbed the tears you did not want the world to see. Nights when the room was dark and your soul felt even darker. Nights where exhaustion didn't come from your body, but from your heart. Yet even in those nights, you whispered, Ya Allah. And that whisper was not small. That whisper shook the heavens. Do you know what it means when a heart turns to Allah when it is hurting? It means the heart still belongs to Him. It means the heart has not given up. It means the heart still remembers its true home. And Allah says in the Quran, I am near, not far, not silent, not absent, near. He was near when you cried alone. He was near when you questioned your worth. He was near when you wondered, why do I love so deeply in a world that does not understand depth? He was near when someone used your loyalty as their comfort. They came to you because you were a safe place. They came to you because you were gentle. They came to you because your heart was warm. But they did not realize something. Warm hearts do not come often. Safe souls are rare. Loyal love is a blessing that Allah gives sparingly. When they walked away, they were not just leaving you, they were walking away from a blessing Allah placed in front of them. They thought they were gaining freedom, but they were losing mercy that was given to them through you. And you may have felt like you lost something too. It felt like losing a piece of yourself. Because when you love, you do not love halfway. You love completely. But listen, when Allah takes someone away from your heart, He does not take the love away immediately. He lets the heart break just enough to remind you of Him. And then slowly, He begins to heal you in ways you did not expect. Not suddenly, not in one moment, but gently, like a sunrise, soft yet beautiful. You begin to notice that the nights feel lighter. Your chest breathes easier. Your thoughts become less loud. Your tears become less frequent. And then one day, without asking for it, without preparing for it, without even realizing it happened, you wake up and your heart no longer aches the same way. You remember the person, but the pain is no longer sharp. The wound is no longer open. The attachment is no longer heavy. And that is when you understand Allah did not just remove someone from your life. He removed the part of you that needed them. He freed you. He cleaned your heart. He washed it with tears, shaped it with patience, and rebuilt it with faith. And now your heart is ready for what was always meant to come. Because Allah does not give your heart back to the world in the same condition it was broken. He returns it wiser, softer in compassion, stronger in boundaries, deeper in faith. He makes your heart beautiful, not just beautiful to people, but beautiful to Him. Not everyone deserves access to your heart. Your heart is not something ordinary. It is not something small. It is not something cheap. Allah created your heart to feel, to love, to give, to connect. And the love Allah places inside a believer is not like the love of this world. This world has taught many people to guard themselves before they love, to calculate before they give, to measure before they commit. But your heart did not know how to be halfway. Your heart did not know how to pretend. Your heart did not know how to love with conditions. When you care truthfully. When you love with your soul. When you attach with sincerity. And when you stay with loyalty. But here is something painful and real. Not everyone is capable of loving at the depth you love. Not everyone has learned how to value something pure. Not everyone has been taught how to honor a sincere heart. Some people only know how to take, not how to hold. Only how to receive, not how to return. Only how to lean, not how to support. They come to you because your heart feels warm, because your presence feels safe, because your kindness gives them comfort. But they do not recognize that what you are giving is rare. They see your loyalty as something that will always be there, so they do not protect it. They see your forgiveness as something endless, so they do not appreciate it. They see your patience as something guaranteed, so they do not value it. But you kept giving because you thought they understood your heart, because you believed they could see your sincerity, because you assumed that what was obvious to you was also obvious to them. Yet Allah wanted you to learn a lesson that would stay with you forever. Your heart is sacred. Not everyone deserves access to it. You see, Some people come into your life not to stay, but to show you the level at which your heart loves, so that you learn to choose more wisely next time. Allah shows you the reality of people not to break you, but to protect you. Look at the way your heart feels things. Look at how deeply you care. Look at how your eyes soften when you love. Look at how your hands become gentle when you give. Look at how your voice lowers when you speak with concern. This kind of heart is not meant for everyone. Not everyone will understand how to handle something that fragile. Not everyone will know how to respect something that soft. Not everyone will be grateful for something that genuine. Some people are loud with their love but silent with their loyalty. Some are sweet with their words but bitter in their actions. Some want your presence but not your depth. Some want your support but not responsibility. Some want comfort but not commitment. And Allah removed them for a reason. If they stayed longer, you would have continued giving. Until you were empty, you would have continued loving. Until you were drained, you would have continued forgiving. Until you had nothing left for yourself. Allah protected you from yourself, because you would rather break yourself to keep someone you love than watch them leave. But Allah doesn't want His servant broken like that. So He shows you their reality. He makes their behavior clear. He removes the illusion. He pulls back the curtain. He lets their true intentions surface. Not to hurt you, but to wake you. So you can see your heart is not cheap. Your love is not common. Your loyalty is not something everyone can carry. You deserve someone who knows how to hold your heart with honor, gentleness, respect, and sincerity. Someone whose loyalty matches your loyalty. Someone whose love matches your love. Someone whose soul recognizes the depth of yours. And until Allah sends that person, He is teaching you, guard your heart. Not by closing it, not by becoming cold, not by becoming someone you are not, but by learning who to give it to. Your love is not for everyone. Your heart is not for temporary visitors. Your loyalty is not for those who only come to feel better and leave when they are healed. Your heart is a trust, and Allah will not allow it to be misused forever. It is okay to admit this. You didn't just lose a person, you lost a version of yourself that believed everyone had the same heart as you. You believed that if you were loyal, they would be loyal. If you stayed, they would stay. If you cared, they would care. If you didn't give up, neither would they. But the world does not work that way. Some people learn love through softness. Others learn love through loss. And Allah wanted you to understand the difference. Your heart did not get weaker because someone mishandled it. Your heart became wiser. Wiser in silence, wiser in patience, wiser in distance, wiser in observation. You started noticing the things you used to overlook, the tone behind words, the effort behind actions, the intention behind presence, the sincerity behind promises. You began to realize that love is not proven by how loudly someone says, I care, but by how consistently someone shows up when things are heavy. You learned the difference between someone who needs you and someone who values you, someone who stays because they feel lonely, and someone who stays because they feel connected, someone who loves the idea of having you, and someone who loves you. And when your heart learned this, it changed the way you saw everything. You no longer felt the need to explain your worth. You no longer begged to be understood. You no longer chased after those who walked away. You no longer tried to prove what your heart already knew. Because your heart realized something profound. Not everyone has the capacity to love deeply. Not because they are evil, not because they wanted to hurt you, but because they were never taught how to love beyond themselves. They loved the way they knew how. Small, shallow, surface level. While you loved with oceans. And oceans are overwhelming to those who have only ever known rain. Some people don't run from you because they don't care. They run because your depth terrifies them. Your sincerity exposes their emptiness. Your loyalty highlights their inconsistency. You were a mirror that showed them everything inside themselves they have not healed. Everything they are afraid to face. Everything they do not want to change. And when the truth becomes too loud, some people do not grow. They escape. So they left. Not because you were too much, but because your depth required them to confront their own shallowness. And that was something they were not ready for. Do not hate them for this. Do not harden your heart because of this. Do not close yourself off to the beauty of love because of this. Allah removed them because your heart would have drowned itself trying to save someone who did not want to be rescued. Allah removed them because He knew your gentleness would have kept giving long after your soul was exhausted. Allah removed them because He loves you more than you loved them. Yes, read that again. Allah loves you more than you loved them. And that is why He pulled you away. Not to take love from your life, but to protect your heart until the love written for you arrives. The love that will not drain you, the love that will not confuse you, the love that will not make you question yourself, the love that will not require you to beg, the love that will feel like home, not exhaustion. But before Allah places that love in your life, He must first teach you to guard your heart, not to close it, not to hide it, not to make it hard, but to give it only where it will be honored, because your heart is a sacred trust. And Allah only allows sacred things to rest in hands that know how to hold them. Allah allowed this to teach you your worth. Sometimes Allah allows your heart to break, not to hurt you, but to wake you, to remind you who you are, to show you what you carry inside you, to teach you the value you yourself did not see. There were moments when you thought that being kind was ordinary, when you thought loving deeply was normal, when you thought loyalty was just something everyone had. You assumed that what was easy for you was easy for everyone. But Allah wanted you to know, not everyone has your heart. Not everyone can love the way you love. Not everyone can give the way you give. Not everyone can stay the way you stayed. Not everyone can carry the level of sincerity your heart holds. Allah allowed someone to hurt you, not to break your spirit, but to show you the uniqueness of your spirit. Because if no one ever mishandled your heart, you would never have realized how rare it is. You needed to see the difference between love that is deep and love that is shallow, love that is sincere, and love that is convenient, love that is loyal, and love that is temporary. Your pain was a teacher, a painful teacher, yes, but a truthful one. It taught you that your heart is not something cheap. It taught you that your love is not something to be thrown at just anyone. It taught you that your loyalty is a blessing, not a weakness. It taught you your worth. And Allah teaches worth through contrast. If everyone valued your heart, you would think your heart was ordinary. If everyone understood your depth, you would think your depth was normal. But Allah wanted you to know your heart is exceptional. So He allowed someone who did not know your worth to come close, so their actions could reveal what you could not see. Their carelessness with your heart was not a punishment to you. It was a mirror showing you how gentle your soul truly is. A mirror showing you how deeply you feel. A mirror showing you how much you are capable of giving. A mirror showing you that your heart is not something small. And when you finally saw yourself through that mirror, you began to realize you were never the one asking for too much. You were simply offering what they never had the capacity to hold. Allah allowed this heartbreak so you could learn to stop shrinking yourself to fit inside hearts that are not ready for you. So you could stop begging for love from people who do not know how to love. So you could stop proving your worth to those who cannot see it. So you could stop confusing patience with self-harm. Allah wanted you to rise, to grow, to see, to recognize the jewel you carry inside your chest. You do not need to beg to be valued. You do not need to chase to be chosen. You do not need to suffer to be loved. If love is written for you, it will feel like peace, not anxiety. It will feel like safety, not fear. It will feel like home, not questioning. Allah allowed this pain so that when the right love arrives, you will recognize it instantly. Because now you know the difference. Now you know who you are. Now you know what your heart is worth. And Allah will never let a heart like yours remain in the wrong hands forever. He is just, He is kind, He is protective, He is gentle with the hearts that turn to Him. And your heart turned to Him in pain. So your heart is now in the care of the one who created it. There were times when you questioned yourself and thought, maybe I am too emotional. Maybe I love too much. Maybe I care too deeply. Maybe I should become cold. Maybe I should stop feeling. But your heart did not let you become hard. Your heart refused to turn into something that does not resemble what Allah created it to be. You tried to change. You tried to shut yourself down. You tried to pretend you didn't feel. But your heart still whispered. It whispered compassion where others showed indifference. It whispered patience where others responded with anger. It whispered kindness where others reacted with ego. Your heart never stopped being gentle, and that is where your beauty lies. You were not meant to be like the world. You were not meant to mirror pain with pain. You were not meant to treat others with the same coldness they treated you with. Allah designed your heart differently. He placed rahmah inside you. He placed nur inside you. He placed sakoon inside you. If Allah wanted your heart to be hard, He would have created it hard. But He did not. He made your heart a place where love can grow, where dua can rise, where hope can return, where faith can breathe. So when someone mishandled your heart, you did not just lose a person, you lost the version of yourself that did not yet understand how sacred your love is. This heartbreak was not destruction. This heartbreak was education. Your tears were lessons. Your silence was revelation. Your loneliness was a private classroom where Allah was your teacher. He taught you. Your love is precious. Your loyalty is precious. Your sincerity is precious. Your heart is precious. And precious things are not meant to be given away easily. This is why Allah allowed the disappointment. This is why Allah allowed the distance. This is why Allah allowed the separation. So you could learn what you did not know about yourself. You were never hard to love. You were just loving the wrong heart. There comes a moment quietly, unexpectedly, when you finally understand. You look back and realize the pain did not destroy you. It revealed you. You begin to see that everything you thought was breaking you was actually shaping you. shaping your boundaries, shaping your self-respect, shaping your awareness, shaping your emotional maturity, shaping your closeness to Allah, you start to see that nothing was taken from you. Everything was returned to its rightful place. What was never meant to stay left, what was not built on sincerity dissolved, what was not aligned with your soul disappeared. And what remained was you, the real you, the you that Allah wanted you to meet, the you that was hidden beneath fear, attachment and longing. Your heartbreak was not the end of your story. It was the beginning of your awakening. You did not just learn your worth, you felt your worth. And when a heart learns its worth, it changes the way it walks in the world. You no longer beg for love. You no longer chase what Allah has removed. You no longer break yourself to keep someone close. You no longer give beyond your capacity. You no longer stay where your soul feels unseen. And that quietly, softly, beautifully is how Allah raises your value. Not in the eyes of people, but in the eyes of your own heart. Because once you know your worth, you will never hand your heart to those who do not know how to hold it again. And now your heart is ready. Ready for the love that was written for it. Ready for the soul that will honor it. Ready for the mercy that feels like home. And when Allah sends that love, you will understand why the heartbreak had to happen. Because Allah was not delaying your happiness. He was preparing you for it. Allah saw every tear. They never noticed. There were tears you cried that no one knew about. Tears you never spoke of. Tears that fell quietly when the world was asleep, when the night was still, when your heart felt so heavy that even breathing seemed difficult. You wiped those tears with your own hands. You swallowed your pain in silence. You turned your face to the pillow so no one would hear your sobs. You kept going even when every step felt like dragging your soul through fire. And sometimes you wondered, does anyone see me? Does anyone understand me? Does anyone care? It felt like you were invisible. But listen closely. Allah saw every tear. He saw the ones you tried to hide. He saw the ones you let fall in frustration. He saw the ones you cried when you were exhausted. He saw the ones that came from loving someone who did not love you the same. He saw the ones that fell because you were loyal in a world that does not value loyalty anymore. Not a single tear was wasted. Not a single tear was unseen. Not a single tear was forgotten. Your tears reached the one who created them. And every time your heart whispered, Ya Allah, even when your voice could not speak it out loud, Allah heard that whisper. Do you understand what that means? The King of Kings, the one who holds the universe, the galaxies, the skies, the earth, was listening to you. He was closer to you in that moment than anyone else could ever be. When you felt alone, Allah was near. When your heart was overwhelmed, Allah was gentle with you. When your chest felt tight from holding pain, Allah was the one keeping your heart beating. You may feel like your pain was ignored by people, but Allah does not measure your pain by their awareness. He measures it by what it did to your soul. And sometimes your tears were not a sign of weakness. Your tears were dua. Your tears were conversation with Allah. Your tears were your heart returning home. Because when Allah loves a person, He softens their heart. He allows it to feel. He allows it to break so it can heal in a better shape. You may have felt like no one supported you, but Allah was supporting you in every moment you stood up again. When you smiled while hurting, that was Allah strengthening you. When you forgave, when you didn't have to, that was Allah elevating you. When you walked away with dignity, that was Allah protecting you. when you said nothing, even when you could have said everything, that was Allah refining you. People saw your silence, but Allah saw your struggle. People saw your face, but Allah saw your heart. People saw you moving forward, but Allah saw the battle inside your soul. And He says in the Quran, indeed, Allah is with the patient. Surah Al-Baqarah. And you were patient. Patient with your pain. Patient with your heartbreak. Patient with your loneliness. Patient with your unanswered questions. And Allah is too just, too merciful, and too loving to let that patience go unrewarded. The tears you cried alone will return as blessings in public. The pain you endured in silence will return as peace so deep it will make you forget you ever suffered. The heartbreak you thought would destroy you is actually what Allah will use to build you. This pain was not the end. This pain was the beginning of your elevation. Allah did not let your tears fall for nothing. They watered the seeds of who you are becoming. Do you know what is beautiful about your tears? When the world ignored them, Allah collected them. Every tear that fell from your eyes did not simply drop, it rose. It rose to the one who created your heart. It rose to the one who understands you better than you understand yourself. It rose to the one who knows your pain without needing you to speak. There were moments when your chest felt tight, your throat felt locked, your heart felt heavy, and your soul felt tired. You were carrying emotions no one knew how to hold. You were carrying memories that still hurt to think about. You were carrying wounds that had no language. But Allah understood your silence. He knew the story behind every tear. The tear that fell because you felt disappointed. The tear that fell because you felt betrayed. The tear that fell because you stayed loyal while others were careless. The tear that fell because your heart got tired of being strong alone. He knew the world only sees the outside, but Allah sees the inside. He sees the pain behind your patience, the strength behind your silence, the battle behind your smile. And sometimes your tears were not from sadness. They were from faith. Because no matter how much your heart hurt, you still said, Alhamdulillah. Even when your voice shook, even when your soul was exhausted, even when life felt heavy. Do you realize how beautiful that is? Allah loves that kind of heart. The heart that breaks and still bows. The heart that is tired but still prays. The heart that is wounded but still chooses kindness. This is not ordinary. This is spiritual strength. And Allah Himself protects hearts like this. There will come a moment, and it is written, when Allah will heal you so gently, so quietly, so beautifully, that you will look back and say, if I had not cried then, I would not be here now. Healing does not happen all at once. It comes slowly, like the dawn breaking after a long night. One morning, you will wake up and notice that your chest feels lighter, your breathing feels softer, your memories hurt less, your mind is quieter, your tears come slower, your heart feels calmer. This is not because you got over it. No, this is because Allah placed peace where pain once lived. There will be a day when the very thing that broke you will become the very thing that raised you. You will look at yourself and realize you became wiser, you became gentler, you became stronger, you became more compassionate, you became closer to Allah. The pain did not steal your heart. The pain returned your heart to its creator. Allah will replace every tear you cried alone with peace that others will see. People will ask, how did you become so calm? How did you become so strong? How are you able to forgive? How are you still soft after everything you faced? And you will smile gently and answer without pride, Allah healed me, because He did. He always does. He never lets a tear fall without purpose. He never allows heartbreak without wisdom. He never removes something without replacing it with something better. You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. You are not unprotected. The one who saw your tears will write a happiness for you that will make you forget you ever cried. Insha'Allah, your pain is not a sign you are weak. There are days when your heart feels heavy, so heavy that even getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain, so heavy that breathing feels like effort, so heavy that your soul whispers, I don't know how much more I can carry. And it is in those moments that whispers of doubt come into your mind. Maybe I'm not strong enough. Maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe I am weak. Maybe I should not feel this way. But listen, your pain is not proof of weakness. Your pain is proof that your heart is alive. A stone does not feel. A hardened heart does not cry. A dead soul does not ache. The fact that you feel so deeply means your heart is still beating with faith. Your tears mean your heart is still capable of love. Your ache means your soul is still connected to meaning. Your sadness means your heart still remembers Allah. You see, sometimes the strongest hearts are the ones that break the most, because strong hearts do not stay closed. Strong hearts do not build walls. Strong hearts do not numb themselves to life. Strong hearts feel. Strong hearts care. Strong hearts give. Strong hearts love with sincerity. And when such a heart is hurt, the pain is deep. But that does not mean you are weak. That means you are human. Allah did not create you to be hard and unfeeling. He created you with a heart that can break so that you can return to Him. You cried. Yes. You felt the pain. Yes. You were overwhelmed. Yes. But you still stood. You still tried. You still woke up. You still prayed. You still held on to faith. Even when your hands were trembling. Do you understand how strong that is? Strength is not never falling. Strength is falling 1,000 times and standing again. Strength is crying and still saying, Alhamdulillah. Strength is being hurt and still being kind. Strength is being disappointed and still being gentle. Strength is being broken and still being able to love. This is not weakness. This is spiritual courage. Your heartbreak did not destroy you. It softened you. It deepened you. It made you more aware. It made you more compassionate. It made you understand the pain of others in a way you could not before. You learned how to hold someone's trembling voice because you once had one. You learned how to listen to someone's silence because you once spoke through silence. You learned how to comfort tears because you once cried in secret. Your pain gave birth to wisdom. Your pain gave birth to empathy. Your pain gave birth to a new version of you that sees the world through more merciful eyes. This is why Allah allowed the pain not to break you, but to shape you. Allah saw your strength even when you didn't see it. Allah saw your resilience even when you doubted it. Allah saw your patience even when you felt like giving up. The angels wrote every tear, every breath, every moment of silent endurance. Every time you forced a smile for others while your heart was tired, not a single moment of your pain was wasted. Your pain is not a sign you are weak. Your pain is a sign that your heart is evolving, purifying, growing and rising, because the soul becomes stronger through the wounds it survives. And one day, you will look back and realize Your pain was not a breaking, it was a rebirth. There were nights when your heart was in so much pain that your tongue could not form words. The tears came before the thoughts. The sadness came before the explanation. You were overwhelmed and you didn't know what to say. So you just said, Ya Allah, you know. And that whispered dua, that broken whisper, that trembling breath was more beloved to Allah than the longest prayer spoken without feeling. Your pain led you to Him. Your heartbreak took you by the hand and guided you back to your Creator. If life had always been easy, if love had always been gentle, if the world had always been kind to you, maybe you would have forgotten Allah. Maybe your heart would have become attached to people. Maybe your soul would have rested in something temporary. But Allah loved you too much to let that happen. So He allowed your heart to break so that your heart could return home. Do you see now? Your pain was never a punishment. Your pain was a journey back to Allah. When you cried, He was listening. When you trembled, He was holding you. When you felt lost, He was guiding you. When you were alone, He was with you. The world only saw you struggle. Allah saw you grow. Your pain deepened your faith. Your pain purified your intentions. Your pain removed illusions and showed truth. Your pain reminded you where to place your love. Not in people, but in Allah first. Because a heart that holds Allah cannot be broken by the loss of people. There will come a day when you will look back and realize, the pain did not destroy you. It transformed you. You will look at your reflection and see your eyes are softer, your voice is calmer, your patience is deeper, your compassion is stronger, your wisdom is greater, your faith is firmer. You will notice you don't react the same way anymore. You don't break at the same places. You don't fear loss the way you once did. You don't crave love the way you once did. You don't chase what walks away, because your heart has learned what is meant for me will stay. What is not meant for me cannot remain. You will realize that the things you once begged for are now things you are grateful to have lost. Your soul will breathe in a way it has not breathed before. Your sadness will feel like something distant, like an old memory, like a place you once visited but no longer live inside. And in that moment, you will understand the mercy behind every tear. You will say, if I had not gone through that pain, I would not have become who I am today. Allah was not breaking you. He was remaking you. He was turning you into the version of yourself that can receive the blessings He has written for you. Because the blessings coming your way require a heart that is strong, wise, and full of Him. And now your heart is ready, not cold, not hardened, not numb, but healed, soft, alive, steady, rooted in Allah. This is not the end of your story. This is the chapter where your soul learns to shine. And the one who carried you through the pain will carry you into peace. Insha'Allah, what left you was never meant to stay. There comes a moment in every heart's journey where Allah removes something or someone that you thought you could never live without. And it hurts. It hurts in a place you don't have words for. It hurts in the parts of your soul that you never showed to anyone. It hurts silently, deeply, quietly. You wake up and something is missing. The world looks the same, but it does not feel the same. You look for them in memories, in places, in habits, in songs, in prayers, in empty spaces that once felt full. You miss them, not just the person, but the safety you thought you had in them. But listen carefully. If Allah took it away, it was not yours. If Allah allowed it to fall from your hands, it was never written to stay in them. Even if you tried, Even if you begged, even if you gave everything, even if you prayed with tears in your eyes, what is not meant for you will leave you no matter how tightly you hold on to it. And what is meant for you will stay with you even if you push it away. This is qadr. This is divine design. This is the unseen wisdom inside every loss you have ever lived. Yes, it hurts when someone walks away. Yes, it breaks something inside you when effort goes unreturned. Yes, it leaves your heart questioning itself. But Allah knows what you do not know. He saw conversations you never heard. He saw intentions you never noticed. He saw harm growing where you saw hope. He saw dependency developing where you thought love was growing. He saw that keeping them in your life would damage you more than losing them ever could. So Allah removed them, not to punish you, not to hurt you, not to leave you alone, but to protect the heart you were destroying, trying to love the wrong soul. There are people whose presence delays your growth. There are people whose love stops your elevation. There are people whose company interrupts your destiny. And when Allah loves you, He will not allow your future to be held hostage by what was not meant to shape it. So He closed the door you kept trying to walk through. He ended a chapter you kept trying to rewrite. He took away a person you thought you needed to survive. But what you thought was the end was actually the beginning of your healing. You see, sometimes Allah does not send storms to destroy your life. He sends storms to destroy what was destroying you. And when the wind clears, when the sky opens and the dust settles, you will look back and realize losing them was never loss. It was liberation. Your heart is no longer tied to something temporary. Your soul is no longer kneeling before something that can leave. Your worth is no longer in someone's hands. The pain you feel right now is the pain of freedom entering your heart. This wound is not punishment. It is a doorway back to yourself, back to your purpose, back to your strength, back to Allah, the one who loves you most. And what Allah takes away, He only takes to replace with something better. Better for your heart, better for your healing, better for your future, better for your soul. Because what left you was never meant to stay. And what is coming was always meant to arrive. Trust the one who wrote your story. Before you lived your first breath, sometimes Allah removes someone from your life quietly. No argument, no explanation, no closure. Just distance, just silence, just an ending you did not choose. And your heart questions, why did this happen? How can something that felt so real just disappear? Why did Allah let me love someone who was not meant for me? But understand this, Allah does not let your heart attach to someone except that there is a lesson inside that attachment. You were meant to feel something. You were meant to learn something. You were meant to grow through that connection. But you were not meant to stay where your soul was shrinking. Sometimes the love you wanted was not the love you needed. Sometimes the person you cared for was actually blocking the person who is written for you. Sometimes what you called stability was actually your heart clinging to someone because you didn't want to face your loneliness. And Allah loves you too much to let loneliness make your decisions. So He removed what was draining you. He removed what you were losing yourself inside. He removed what was delaying your healing. He removed what was distracting you from Him. You see, Allah does not take anything away from a believer unless leaving it would harm them more. Your heart was becoming tired in ways you could not put into words. Your joy was becoming dependent on someone's presence. Your peace was becoming controlled by someone's attention. And Allah could not let your heart remain in chains. So He freed you. And freedom hurts at first. It feels like loss. It feels like emptiness. It feels like something is missing. But emptiness is not always a bad thing. Sometimes emptiness is simply room being made for what is meant to arrive. Your heart had to be emptied so Allah could fill it differently. Not with anxiety, not with fear, not with waiting, not with uncertainty, not with confusion, not with inconsistency, but with peace. The kind of peace that doesn't depend on someone else holding your heart. The kind of peace that comes from Allah being enough. You are not being punished. You are being prepared for a love that does not break you. Prepared for a bond that brings you closer to Allah, not farther. Prepared for someone who will meet you where you are, not where you hurt. Allah did not separate you to leave you empty. He separated you to rebuild your soul, to return your heart to Him, to shape you into someone who knows how to receive the love written for you. Because the love that is coming is not ordinary. The love that is coming will feel like safety, not confusion. The love that is coming will feel like dua answered, not heartbreak disguised. The love that is coming will feel like home, not a temporary shelter. And when that love arrives, you will understand every tear, every weight, every silence, every unanswered why. You will say, if I had kept what I wanted, I would have lost what I needed. And Allah does not allow that for a heart that belongs to Him. There will come a time, and that time always comes, when your heart begins to understand what your mind could never explain at the beginning. One day, you will wake up and the pain will not hurt with the same sharpness. It will still be there, but softer, quieter, gentler, like a memory that once lived loudly in your chest, but now rests peacefully in the corner of your heart. You will realize that what you lost did not destroy you. It shaped you. It carved depth into your soul. It taught you where to place your trust. It taught you how to listen to your heart without losing yourself. It taught you that love does not have to be begged for, chased, or suffered for. And you will see that Allah was not delaying happiness. He was protecting you from a happiness that would not have lasted. Because if something is temporary, Allah will never let your eternity depend on it. You were not meant to love someone who weakens your connection to your Creator. You were not meant to stay in a place where your soul was dimming. You were not meant to live inside a love that made you feel unsheltered, unseen, unheld. You were created for a love that brings you closer to Allah. A love that reminds you of prayer, that soothes your chest, that respects your silence, that holds your heart gently, that protects your dignity, that honors your presence. A love that is ibadah, not attachment. And Allah is preparing you for that love. That is why this loss had to happen. Because the person who left you could not walk with the version of you that Allah is building. Your future requires more strength, more clarity, more self-respect, more emotional maturity, more spiritual alignment. The love that is coming is not the kind of love that confuses you. It will not make your heart race in fear. It will not make your soul feel small. It will not make you question your worth. The love that is written for you will come with peace. Peace in the way they speak to you. Peace in the way they handle your heart. Peace in the way they stay. peace in the way they love Allah with you. You will not have to chase. You will not have to beg. You will not have to break yourself to be understood, because what Allah writes for you comes with effort, yes, but never with painful confusion. What is meant for you will align with you. It will recognize you. It will stay with you. It will feel like it was always meant to be there. And you will look back at the person you once cried over and realize you were not crying because you lost them. You were crying because Allah was pulling you away from something your heart had outgrown. Your soul was being moved towards something higher, a better love, a better peace, a better chapter, a better destiny. And you will whisper from a place of calm you cannot yet imagine today, Alhamdulillah for everything I lost, and Alhamdulillah for everything Allah is preparing. Because truly, what left you was never meant to stay, and what is coming was always meant to be yours. Allah will replace every pain with something better. There will come a day, and that day is written, when someone will love you the way you love. No games, no burdens, no confusion, no pain. A heart that respects your heart. A soul that values your soul. A love built on mercy, not selfishness. Allah never removes something from a believer except to give something greater in return. Your story is not over. It is being rewritten beautifully. One day, you will look back at everything you are crying over today, and you will understand why Allah allowed it to hurt so much. You will understand that Allah was not taking something from you. He was making space for something far better. Because when Allah takes, He does not take to leave you empty. He takes to give. He takes to upgrade what you had with something more pure, more gentle, more sincere, more steady, more aligned with your soul. This pain you feel right now is not the end. It is the clearing before the blessing comes. There were things in your life that were blocking your growth. People, habits, attachments, dreams you thought were good for you, but Allah knew they would damage you later. So He removed them. Not because He did not love you, but because He loved you too much to let you settle for less than what is written for you. You see, sometimes healing looks like loss. Sometimes mercy looks like heartbreak. Sometimes divine protection looks like rejection. And your heart didn't understand it then, but your soul will understand it later. The moment Allah begins to replace, everything will start to make sense. He will replace your sadness with a peace that feels like warm sunlight entering a room that has been dark for years. He will replace your loneliness with companionship that feels like your soul has finally been seen and understood. He will replace the one who made you question your worth with someone who reminds you every day how valued you are. He will replace the shaky love that kept you anxious with a love that feels like a safe home to your heart. He will replace the tears you cried in hidden corners with laughter you never expected to feel again. Because no pain you ever faced was meaningless. Every heartbreak was building your strength. Every disappointment was clearing your path. Every tear was softening your heart for something purer. Allah was preparing you for what is written to come. The blessing that is coming to you has your name on it. It does not belong to anyone else. No one else can receive it. No one else can take it. No one else can prevent it. The world could not stop what Allah has already written. What is meant for you is walking toward you even now. Slowly, beautifully, silently, in ways you cannot see. Behind the scenes, doors are opening. Paths are being rearranged. Hearts are being guided. Circumstances are being prepared. Allah is aligning your destiny with something better than what you asked for, because you asked for what you thought you needed. But Allah is preparing what your soul needs. The love that is coming will not break you. It will build you. It will protect you. It will bring you closer to Allah. And before you receive it, your heart needed to learn how to recognize real love. Not love that drains, not love that confuses, not love that takes more than it gives, but love that is mercy, love that is calm, love that is sincere, love that is consistent, love that reflects Allah's gentleness. So Allah replaced your pain with a transformation inside your heart. You are not the same person anymore. You are softer, you are wiser, you are stronger, you are more careful with your heart now. You understand your worth now. You know what peace feels like now. The pain did not break you. The pain rebuilt you. There is someone being prepared for you, someone whose heart has also known struggle, someone who also cried quietly the way you did, someone who also stayed loyal in a world that does not value loyalty anymore, someone who also felt lost, alone and misunderstood. Allah is not bringing you someone who has not tasted pain, because only a heart that has known pain knows how to love gently. Right now, while you are healing, Allah is healing them too. Your paths have not crossed yet, because Allah is still shaping both of you, refining your hearts, strengthening your souls, teaching you patience, teaching them compassion, teaching you boundaries, teaching them sincerity, teaching you how to value your heart, teaching them how to protect it. You are not waiting in vain, and you are not waiting alone. Your future is waiting for you too. The person Allah is preparing for you will not be confused about you. They will not be unsure. They will not make you beg to be understood. They will not make you question your worth. When they arrive, you will feel peace. Not excitement that leaves you anxious, not attraction that leaves you empty, not attachment that drains your spirit, but peace. A peace that settles in your chest, like something returning home after being lost for years. Your heart will say, this is what I was waiting for. This is where I am meant to be. Because real love, the love Allah writes, does not disturb your connection to Him. It strengthens it. This is the kind of love Allah is preparing for you. A love that reminds you to pray. A love that brings your heart closer to its Lord. A love that makes your soul feel held. A love that is full of mercy, not demands. A love that is gentle, not heavy. A love that speaks softly, not loudly. A love that sees your pain and sits with it, not avoids it. A love that makes you feel valued, appreciated, protected, chosen. And Allah will not send this love until your heart is ready to receive it. Because Allah does not send blessings to be broken. He sends blessings when the heart is ready to honor them. Right now, you are becoming the future answer to someone's dua. Just as they are becoming the answer to yours, this waiting is not empty time. This waiting is preparation. Your heart is being rewired for peace. Your soul is being taught how to stay still. You are learning how to let love in without losing yourself in the process. You are learning how to accept blessings without clinging to them out of fear. You are learning how to love from a place of wholeness, not a place of wounds. This is why Allah first replaced your pain with patience, then patience with wisdom, then wisdom with peace, so that when love arrives, you will receive it with maturity, not fear. You will not fall into it. you will grow into it. You will not lose yourself in it. You will meet yourself inside it. And when that moment comes, you will say, now I understand. This is what Allah was preparing me for all along. Your loyalty is safe with Allah. There were moments where you wondered, why did I love so sincerely? Why did I stay loyal when others didn't? Why did I care so deeply for people who did not value me in return? Your heart questioned itself. You questioned your choices. You questioned your softness. You questioned your sincerity. But listen with your heart now, not your mind. Your loyalty was never wasted. Not a single bit of it. Even if the world did not value what you gave, Allah did. You see, loyalty is not measured by how others treat you back. Loyalty is measured by the purity of your intention. And Allah saw every intention you carried, every intention that was clean, every intention that was gentle, every intention that came from sincerity, not from ego. Every time you loved someone quietly for the sake of Allah, Allah wrote it. Every time you forgave someone when they did not deserve forgiveness, Allah wrote it. Every time you protected someone's dignity while they were tearing yours, Allah wrote it. Every time you chose peace while your own heart was breaking, Allah wrote it. Every time you prayed for someone in secret without wanting anything in return, Allah wrote it. Your loyalty was never hidden. It was witnessed by the one who created your heart. The people you loved may have walked away, but your loyalty did not walk away. It went upward. It ascended. It rose to the heavens. Your love did not stay in their hands. Your love returned to Allah. And Allah never loses what is given to Him. You think you gave your loyalty to people, but in truth, you were giving it to Allah all along. Because when you choose kindness over ego, that is for Allah. When you love without wanting control, that is for Allah. When you remain sincere even when treated unfairly, that is for Allah. When you say, I leave this pain to you, Ya Allah, and walk away with grace instead of bitterness, that is for Allah. You were never alone in any of this. Your loyalty was never between you and them. It was always between you and Allah. People only see what is in front of their eyes, but Allah sees everything happening inside your heart. And Allah does not allow a sincere heart to be broken forever. Yes, your heart has been hurt. Yes, your loyalty has been taken for granted. Yes, your sincerity has been misunderstood. Yes, your care has been overlooked. But Allah says in the Quran, indeed Allah does not let the reward of the doers of good be lost. Your goodness is not lost. Your loyalty is not lost. Your purity is not lost. It is preserved, protected, recorded, saved for something far better. You see, loyalty is not a seed that disappears. Loyalty is a seed that grows in gardens you haven't reached yet. Allah's preparing someone who will recognize your heart. Someone who will look at your loyalty and say, this is rare, this is precious, this is from Allah. Someone who won't run from your depth. Someone who won't fear your sincerity. Someone who won't misuse your softness. Someone who won't treat your loyalty like it is guaranteed. Someone who will honor your heart because they know what it feels like to have theirs broken too. Allah is not just replacing people in your life. Allah is replacing your experiences inside love. You will not have to prove your worth. You will not have to fight to be seen. You will not have to beg to be understood. You will not have to cry to feel valued. Your loyalty will finally feel safe. Not because someone said the right words, but because Allah Himself chose the one whose heart matches yours. Your loyalty is not a burden. Your loyalty is a sign of Iman, of mercy, of softness, of divine light inside the heart. And Allah never wastes light. Your heart is not waiting for people. Your heart is waiting for what is written for it. And Allah does not disappoint the hearts that depend on Him, ever. There were days when your heart felt like it was breaking beyond repair. When the pain was not just emotional, it was physical. A heaviness in your chest, a pressure that made breathing difficult, a sadness that sat in your rib cage and refused to move. And you wondered, why would Allah give me a heart like this, so soft, so sincere, if people do not know how to hold it? But listen, Allah did not give your heart to people. Allah gave your heart to Himself. People were only visitors, temporary moments, chapters, lessons, reflections. They were never the owners of your heart. They were only characters in its story. Your heart was always Allah's trust, not theirs. So when someone mishandled it, Allah took it back to protect it. Not because your heart was weak, but because your heart was too valuable to remain where it was being damaged. When you cried alone, Allah was not silent. He was preparing the healing. When you felt abandoned, Allah was not absent. He was bringing you closer to Him. When you felt like everything was collapsing, Allah was rebuilding you in ways you could not see. Your heartbreak was not a sign that your heart is fragile. Your heartbreak was a sign that your heart is alive, and alive hearts always return to Allah. The more you cried, the closer you came to Him. The more you surrendered, the more He carried you. The more you let go of what hurt you, the more space He created for what will heal you. Do you see the mercy now? The pain that made you fall to your knees was the same pain that brought you closer to your Lord. The heartbreak that felt like the end was actually the beginning of your spiritual awakening. The loneliness that felt unbearable was actually Allah pulling you into His embrace. You were never alone. You were never abandoned. You were never rejected. You were being guided softly, lovingly, carefully by the one who knows the weight of every tear, by the one who knows the pain behind every closed door, by the one who knows the cry behind every forced smile, by the one who knows how your heart breaks and heals. Your loyalty is safe because it was never for them, it was always for Allah. When Allah decides to return your heart, there will come a day, and that day is promised, when your heart will feel light again. Not because you forgot the past, but because Allah replaced the wound with wisdom. Not because the memories disappeared, but because Allah turned them into pearls of strength. Not because the pain never existed, but because Allah filled the space it left with peace. Deep peace, sacred peace. A peace that makes you say, if I had known what Allah was preparing for me, I would have never cried the way I did. Your heart will not feel empty forever. Your nights will not feel heavy forever. Your chest will not feel tight forever. Your soul will not feel lost forever. Allah's not done with your story. Your loyalty has a destination. Your love has a home. Your heart has a future. And when Allah unveils it, you will understand the silence. You will understand the waiting. You will understand the separation. You will understand the pain. Because pain did not take something from you. Pain made space inside you. Space for what is written for you. Space for what will honor you. Space for the love that will stay. Space for the person who will cherish your heart like a treasure from Allah. And when they arrive, your heart will whisper, "This is the one I was made to love." And your soul will answer, Alhamdulillah for every tear that led me here. If your heart is tired right now, if your chest feels heavy, if your soul feels like it has been fighting alone for too long, I want you to listen closely. Allah has not forgotten you. The pain you felt was not ignored. The tears you cried were not unnoticed. The nights you stayed awake wondering why were not unseen. Allah was with you in every moment. When everyone else left, He remained. When your heart broke, He held it. When your trust shattered, He rebuilt it. When you thought you were alone, He loved you more than you will ever understand. The people who left your life were never meant to walk with you into the future. He is preparing. Your story is not ending. It is being rewritten beautifully, gently, divinely. You are growing in ways you cannot see yet. You are healing in places you don't even understand yet. You are becoming someone wiser, softer, stronger, closer to Allah. And one day you will look back and your heart will whisper, every heartbreak brought me closer to Him. And your soul will say, Alhamdulillah for what I lost, and Alhamdulillah for what Allah is preparing. Your loyalty was never wasted. It is safe with Allah. Your sincerity was never unnoticed. It is written with Allah. Your heartbreak was never pointless. It is being healed by Allah. So breathe, rest, trust. Allah is not delaying you. He is protecting you. He is not withholding love. He is preparing love. He is not closing your story. He is turning the page. And what is written for you will come with peace, will stay with grace, will feel like home. Until then, keep your heart soft. Keep your prayers gentle. Keep your faith close. Because the day is coming when everything begins to make sense. And when that day comes, you will smile with tears in your eyes and you will say, Subhanallah, it was always Him.